All right, Periscope, if this doesn't work now, then I give up. I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to keep resetting this because I don't want it to be a nuisance to everybody. So I'm going to jump right back in where it's left off. Okay, cool, Prince. I can see your comments now, so hopefully we'll be good. Sorry about that, guys. Don't know what the issue is with Periscope. Now I can see everybody's comments. It's like a whole different experience here. Hi, everybody. I didn't mean to do that. My apology for inconveniencing you. Can see you now. Cool. Hey, I had a technical issue. I was going on. I could see me on this screen, but all the comments, nothing was there. Hey there. So I'm glad everybody can come in. All right, now it's like the whole thing is lit up. I got hearts, I got people coming in. It's perfect. So now we're on the right mission. Okay, Scope was acting up all day. Cool. Christine, glad to know it's not just me. How can we get on your email address? Regina says creditsuite.com/Periscope, and we'll go ahead and get you added to the email list. So not sure where we are, so I'm going to give you kind of a summary of where we've been. Hopefully here I'm not going to lose everybody again. So all right. So here we go. What's up, Pretty Washington? Okay, so today, again, what we're talking about, guys, is the very first step in building business credit. We're talking about the business address, okay? We might check some reports a little bit later, but next week, we're definitely going to be pulling some reports. So I don't know if we're going to get a chance to dive in that today, but next week we will. And remember, guys, if you want your credit report, just go to creditsuite.com/console. Right there, we will get with you at no cost. We'll give you your credit safe report and pull an Experian report and review it with you. So you don't even have to do it live. You can even go to creditsuite.com/console and do it. So remember, the first step in building business credit is your credibility. This is what lenders, this is what credit issuers, this is what everybody's looking at. And as I do a quick recap, because I know some things got lost there with the technical issues, this is what all lenders, this is what all credit issuers are looking at. My goal for you is an automated approval. You enter your information in and get an automatic approval. That's our goal. Business address should be a physical business location or a virtual address. Okay, now, a virtual address is an address where basically actual business there, okay? That's what a physical address actually is. So with a virtual address, you can get your mail there and they'll forward it to you. You can use meeting space there. You can get a real physical office there. You can get a real physical office you just use part of the time, and then they get your dry cleaning when you need it. They pull up your car and get it car washed. All kinds of services that virtual offices provide. For business credit purposes, they give you a really prestigious, real physical business address you can use to get mail. You can even have reception services where people are calling there, talking to a receptionist they think is yours. The receptionist connects to your cell phone. It's a great way to actually build credibility. Now, we have switched the companies that we actually recommend. We use a company called AllianceVirtualOffices.com. AllianceVirtualOffices.com. If you email or call AllianceVirtualOffices.com, we're going to have a special page for them at some point. You want to let them know that they might give us some kind of affiliate commission, but that's not why. We've worked out some special deals for you guys with Alliance. So they're going to take extra care of you and they know what you need. You see, the problem with virtual addresses is a lot of the time they're going to give you an address a lot of companies share. That's a problem because the DUNS number is assigned to companies based on address. So you can't use the address somebody else has. You need a special kind of address. Well, Reed just started giving us a really hard time and jacking up prices on the addresses that our customers really needed. So we looked for a while. We found a great team over there at Virtual Offices, at Alliance Virtual Offices, okay, and they know exactly what you need. So what you want to do is say, hey, Ty at Credit Suite sent me over. He said, you know what I need? I need a virtual address to build business credit. They will help you get set up. They are phenomenal, okay? So what happens is now you're going to use a physical business address on the application or a virtual address if you can. Okay, if you're just getting started, you don't have the funds for a virtual address, use a home address instead. I know. I've always said never do this. Okay, somebody says, what email system do you use to automate? I use Infusionsoft. I have also used ClickFunnels. I use both. They're expensive. They're $300 a month. If you want to start cheaper, I would start with iContact, Aweber. Those are some good ones that are cheaper. Personally, I use Infusionsoft and I also use ClickFunnels, but they're much more expensive. You might not need them, okay? So that being said, virtual address, good to go if you can afford it. If you can't, You can use a home address. A lot of places are now approving you and not disqualifying you because of a home address, but never use a UPS address. As a matter of fact, I had a place I put up here once called iPostal that Christine, I think, recommended. Do not use iPostal. iPostal uses UPS addresses, and the problem is that will get you denied. So your choices now are use a real physical business address, 1, virtual address, 2 if you can, meaning you can pay for it. 3, use a home address instead. Ty is a look of resources info. I appreciate that. Use a virtual address if you can. If not, use a home address, but do not use a UPS address. So make sure before you fill out any credit applications, you have your address dialed in. Step 2, never did use them, thank goodness, but that's crappy. Christine said that. Christine, yeah, good you didn't use them because that would now get you denied that we're a voice over IP. It will be fine. Something that you use online from Ringcentral, Google has them. You also need to make sure that you have a business fax number. You can get them in a lot of places from Ringcentral, just like you can a real physical phone number. And you also want to get that phone number listed with 411. Now you can do this with a couple different places. Yext is a service we use, but they're pretty expensive, about $500 a year to $1,000 a year. You can also go to to list yourself. That will list with 411. 411 is very important because a lot of your startup businesses, a lot of your startup vendors will actually pull 411. So if you're trying to start building business credit, 411 listing is actually pretty important. But surprisingly, you can't go to 411 like .com. Ringcentral does 411 too. Cool, didn't know that. So Ringcentral, Yext, list yourself. All places you can go to, even DMB's Credit Builder, will all get you listed with 411. Somebody said to me once, 411.com is out of business. I don't think 411 is 411.com, as weird as that is. But 411 is still in business. They're still doing what they do. First time to Periscope. Well, welcome, man. That's awesome. I'm glad you could be here. You'll probably get lost and lose your data plan or max out your data plan in about a week, as I did when I was first on Periscope. Somebody just sent me another message. I didn't get it, so type it back in. So the bottom line is, have you checked sign up instead of Yext? No, I haven't. So somebody says sign up SYNUP. I will write it down and I will check it out. Okay, but I don't recommend sign up yet because I haven't looked into them. But sign up SYNUP is somebody's recommending, saying is good. It's any service that lists you across the internet in different places, 411, an example, etc. for a price is probably worth looking into. Yext is a little bit more expensive. It's the one we went with. Somebody said sign up SYNUP, list yourself. All these, even somebody mentioned Ringcentral, are possible places for 411. Fax to email or email to fax, how do I get that? Ringcentral does that. So most faxes now, fax numbers you get, go right to your email address. So what happens is when somebody faxes you, it delivers a PDF to your email. Ringcentral can make your phone number a fax number as well. That's completely okay. So for example, our number is 877-600-2487. 877-600-2487. And that being said, that number is our fax number too. So a lot of times your phone number could be your fax through places like Ringcentral. Just make sure that phone number is listed with 411. The next get a professional domain. Do not use partydude@gmail.com. Partydude@gmail.com is bad. Use partydude@gmail.com, okay? The bottom line is your address needs to be professional. If it doesn't come from a professional domain, you're going to have issues. How much is Ringcentral per month? Not sure, but it should be about 10 to 20 bucks a month. I'm pretty sure it's about 15 bucks a month on average, okay? But there's a lot of services out there if Ringcentral doesn't work. I just used Ringcentral for a long time, which is why I throw out their name. Notice I'm not giving you some affiliate link where I get paid. I'm not, okay? I'm just recommending them because, again, what I found is that it's a great place to go and have success because I've had a lot of success with Ringcentral. So that being said, you know what? Next week I think I might throw up a link where you can get all this because I did one for a webinar. I just don't remember where it is. Can I bring my number I have trying to get cost? Yeah, you can. You can port in a number in a lot of cases. cases, just check with them to make sure. So next, you've got to get a professional website. Guys, look, you might think they're expensive. They are. Ours cost thousands of dollars, but you don't have to. I'm going to give you a shortcut. We use a place, I've used a place before called templatemonsters.com. Can we use Earthmail? Yeah, any kind of virtual number is fine, but what you can't do, contact information for you again, info@creditsuite.com, info@creditsuite.com, creditsuite.com/consult, or 877-600-2487. What you need to avoid with phone number is personal home phone or mobile phone. Absolute no-nos. Not on a business application. No home phone, no mobile phone. That will get you denied. Guys, we use the same technology lenders use. The minute you type a phone number into our system says, no, it's a cell, it's a home. Lenders use the same technology. Instant denial in a lot of cases just because you're using home phone or cell phone on business application. Do not do that. Can you get a virtual local number that will list on 411? Yes, a lot of phone numbers are local on 411, but it doesn't have to be local. Ours is toll free that's listed on 411. It's whatever the most common number you want to use. I'm resetting website up through GoDaddy, $15 per year, all-inclusive cost. SquareUp was insane for us. I use GoDaddy too. This is how I think is the cheapest and best ways to do websites. Go to a place like templatemonster.com, monstertemplate.com, one of those two. You can get a template for 50 to 75 bucks. Super cheap. They look great. Then you go to a place like Fiverr or Upwork.com and hire somebody to put up your website. You could do it for like 50 bucks to 100 bucks max. I'm not saying that's not a lot of money, but you could get up a whole website for about 100 to 200 bucks. Can you use Google number? Yes. You can connect your cell? Yes. You can use any kind of virtual number. You just can't use a home phone or a mobile phone. So go to a place like templatemonster.com, get a template for 50 to 75 bucks, hire somebody on Fiverr or Upwork to put up the website. What you'll need is the content for each page. So for example, if you go to creditsuite.com and go to About Us or Contact Us, you need to actually get that contact. You can use any virtual phone number, guys. You just need to make sure that it is not a home phone or mobile phone, because a lot of people are still asking that, the variants of what other services can be used. So with an email and a website, your website, use a place like that. Square was 600 bucks, SquareUp. Well, a lot of places, that's crazy. You know, when you're getting started, you don't need to spend 600 to thousands of dollars for a website. Instead, go get a template for 50 to 100 bucks. Write the content out. So on the About Us page, what do you want it to say? Get a Word document, write it out. Get it edited on Fiverr for no money either. Okay? And then once you know the content, this is the main page, what it'll say. About Us, Contact Us, etc. What the content is. Then you buy the template on Template Monster or Monster Template. And then with the template and the content, you hire somebody on Fiverr or Upwork for 50 to 100 bucks max, and you have a really good looking professional website set up for 50 to 100 bucks. You have to figure out a domain that you want. Go to GoDaddy, get your hosting, get your website, get your professional email at GoDaddy. You can get a domain for $12, and it comes with a professional email address at GoDaddy. It's so simple and easy and cheap to do. WordPress has free themes. GoDaddy will install it for you. WordPress is another option, okay? It depends on how tech savvy you are. A lot of people have an issue with WordPress because they're not tech savvy. You don't have to be really tech savvy, but WordPress is an option for you. Again, Template Monster or monstertemplate.com. Those are good options for you as well, okay? How can you check your D&B score? You have to go to D&B. You can go to creditsuite.com/reports. And creditsuite.com/reports will give it. Nav will give you a D&B score. You won't get your full reports with Nav, but you will get a screenshot including your D&B. It's probably cheaper than even going through D&B, but going through D&B, you get your full report. So just keep that in mind. But Nav is a good service if you just want to see your scores and snapshots of your reports, and they have personal and business. So you've got to have a website. Never try to fill out an application without a website. Guys, some places won't ask for it. So which we will, and we talk about Uline and Quill and Gimplers, these or a website on the application. Thank you guys for the loves. Thank you for the shares. I appreciate this. It means a lot. They won't even ask you for that on the application, okay? So get a professional website though. It's less than 200 bucks. It's usually 100, 200 bucks. Go to GoDaddy, get your website set up. Go get your hosting set up. The website's 12 bucks and it comes with a professional email. Then use that professional email, okay? Mine, the one that I use, is info@creditsuite.com. Info@creditsuite.com. Our website is creditsuite.com. Our email, info@creditsuite.com. So that's exactly how it should be for you. I don't use ty@gmail.com. Okay, you want to use one with your domain on the end. That is a professional domain. How much does D&B charge a month? Usually for a credit report on the low end, $30-50. For Credit Builder, $150. Round about that much is how much D&B charges. So far, you need a real physical business address, or at least use a virtual address, or you can use a home address if you have to. But again, never use a UPS address at all, or anything that has a UPS address. So if you see a service like iPostal, be careful. You need to check, because they're super cheap. They're $10 a month. So it's deceiving. But the problem is they're using UPS addresses, which is a no-no. You do not want to do this. Get a business phone. Again, Ringcentral, Google, everybody. Hey, Chicago, what up, Chicago? See, Chi-Town, all right, it's in the house. So business phone number, and make sure you get a fax number and list your phone number with 411. We talked about a bunch of services. Sign up, Yext, amongst many others, to get the number listed with 411. Get a website and an email. Get an email from GoDaddy. Get your hosting from GoDaddy. Get your website in a place like templatemonster.com. Your business name, okay? Keep in mind that are considered high risk. Anything in financial services, accountants, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, credit professionals, everybody in financial services high risk. People that deal with porn, people that deal with ammunition sales, people that deal with anything explicit, people that deal with all different types of things. If you go look at our YouTube channel, you'll find we have a video with a bunch of high risk industries. D&B no longer does credit monitoring. They want to pay for self-builder. Found out yesterday. D&B does have credit monitoring services. You know what? You can go to creditsuite.com / are moving to is Credit Builder, but I would look at reports first. D&B does have a tendency to tell you they can't do some things to get you to buy Credit Builder, but if you look at their website, you'll find a lot of links to the credit monitoring. Last time I looked, which was less than a week ago, not to say that hasn't changed, things change daily, but last time I looked, you can still get credit monitoring. They just will tell you that you need to buy the Credit Builder because they want you to buy the Credit Builder. So I would look at that again. Last time I checked, you could easily get reports for under $50 with D&B without the actual Credit Builder. Okay, so that being said, guys, your business name, try to keep a restricted industry out of your name if you haven't named your business. Use something like consulting. Use something general, okay? Like business consulting, business professionals, business pros. Neutral names will help you when it comes to getting credit and financing. If you also list that as an SIC. So make sure you know what your SIC is for that neutral industry. Can you pay your bill before you get an invoice and get it reported? Yes, you absolutely can. So that being said, you want to try to choose a neutral name and one that goes with an SIC code. For example, we are Credit Suite. We messed that up. Credit's in our name, but we fixed it because our SIC code is software, because that's what we offer. We offer software. So even though we're in the business credit financing space, we make sure our SIC code reflects that we're in software, and because of that, we don't have any issues. So for example, I just talked to my merchant account guy last week. He said they're shutting a bunch of people's accounts down because I think Moneris just got bought out, and that company doesn't deal with credit repair companies. So a lot of credit companies are getting shut down because Moneris no longer services them. Okay, engineering is okay. Yes, that's an okay industry. Okay, what about home health care? Home health care is fine as well. So here's the thing. Because of that, I said, man, does it affect us? He goes, nope, your SIC code is software. I said, of course it is, because we chose an SIC code of software knowing it's not high risk. But if our SIC code reflected business credit or lending, then we would automatically be listed as high risk as well. Agricultural can be considered high risk, yes. Enterprises is fine. But remember, guys, just because it's considered high risk doesn't mean you're going to get denied. Real estate's high risk without a doubt, yes. It doesn't mean you'll get denied. What it means is it means that you're going to have a harder underwriting process as a result. I'll give you an example. Real estate, credit repair. These are high-risk industries. It's hard to go to On Deck and get approved, but we get these industries approved through On Deck. It's just a harder process to go through. We have to get exceptions to get it done. I'm in your program. An advisor told me I won't report if I pay before the invoice is actually due. It depends, guys. They're all different. Everybody is a little bit different. Okay, but the bottom line is if you're given net 30 terms and you buy something within that net 30 terms, it should report. If you want to be safe, wait till you get the bill. It's that simple. But again, some will and some won't. Some that can be problematic. A lot of sources, absolutely, it's fine. The minute that you use the credit and you pay it, it's still going to report. Some won't. So be safe. Wait till you get the bill. The minute you get the bill, then pay it. But I paid plenty of accounts before I got the bill and they still actually reported. I'm an independent associate with Legal Shield and want to turn it into an LLC as a high risk. Now, if you use Legal Shield in the name, yes it is, but you could do what you're saying without it being high risk. Love that plane in the background. You love that? My wife got me that for like my birthday because I'm a pilot. I don't know if you guys know that, but that's what I do for fun. I fly Cessnas. Everybody's got to have stress relief. That's my stress relief. But enough about me. We're here for you. I have 5 vendor accounts. Only 1 is reporting so far. That's not surprising. Some companies only report every quarter. And then in other cases, it takes 60 days on average for them to report. If you're past 60 days with the account not reporting after you've paid the bill, call the company. If it's Uline, call them up and say, I got an account. I paid the bill over 2 months ago. It's not on my business credit report. Did you report it? Remember, places like Uline, if you don't spend $50, it won't report. Maybe it was a company that you paid too early and they didn't report. Maybe it hasn't been reported yet. They can usually tell you the reason. I started 2 months ago, call them. There could be, like I just mentioned, several reasons that could cause that. But again, yeah, they should be. If they report to the business credit reporting agencies, you used it, you bought over $50 worth of stuff, you paid the bill timely, it should report, but you need to give it about 60 to 90 days. If it doesn't show up then call them and try to figure it out. So back to the topic at hand. Business name, try to choose a neutral industry, use a service like Yext, one of these services we talked about, sign up, SYNUP, to make sure that they get that business listed congruently online. It's very important. One of the biggest reasons people get denied for business loans is that they put a name on the application that's different than their Secretary of State records or what the lenders are looking at when they actually go to find your business. Is it okay to use a residence as a business address? It used to get you red flagged. Now not so much. It's okay. It's becoming okay. Use a business address if you can. Use a virtual address as your choice B. Use a home address if you absolutely have to. How hard is it to get a home loan if my taxes are being paid and installments that aren't paid off yet? I'm not a home loan guy, although I used to own a mortgage company. Do you recommend using a DBA under an LLC? A DBA only works if you need it like another brand. If you don't need a DBA, don't use a DBA. But if you do, then put the company name and the DBA on the application so you're easy to find. Back to your home loan question. Yes, if you're paying your taxes on time through installments, you should be absolutely fine to get a home loan from my experience, but it's been 8 years since I've actually had anything to do with the mortgage industry, so you might want to check with the mortgage broker. But yes, it always used to be okay as long as you're paying with installments. Business name needs to be the same on everything you fill out, needs to be congruent on all of your documentation, your bank statements, all those type of things, no problem. So that being said, I appreciate your deal. All right, man, Vernon. What's up, man? Virtual fist bump. I appreciate that. So your business name, you're good. You just need to make sure that it's congruent everywhere online. Your bank statement, your utility statements, everywhere it's listed online. Google, Bing, Yahoo, the Yellow Pages, anywhere you find your business, Google it to see where it shows up. Make sure that business address is correct in all those places. Or use a service like Yext that just does it once. You update it, Yext, and then it goes everywhere. Sign up Yext. There's all kinds of services that offer that. D&B Credit Builder. Look into them. Just make sure your name is congruent online. Next thing, business entity. Really, it should be the first thing. The very first step of setting up a business is setting up an entity. A lot of people ask me, can any entity build business credit? Yes. Any entity can build business credit. Partnerships, LLC, corporation, sole proprietorships, any of them can. But you should know a very important thing. Your entity determines you or the in the business are one and the same or not. A sole proprietorship and partnership, you are the business. You'll always be liable for what happens in that business. If the business gets sued, you get sued. It's that simple. So choose a corporation or an LLC. It doesn't matter if you're S Corp or C Corp, but corporation or LLC, you and the business are separate. That way it allows you the ability to separate your liability. Remember, business credit can be obtained with no personal credit check or guarantee. So, but the key is if you choose a sole proprietorship or partnership and you are the business, you can still separate your business credit, but if you ever default, they can still sue you because you and the business are the same. So choose a corporation, choose an LLC, that way you could separate your liability, and as you build business credit, you can continue to separate that liability as well. Licensing. If you need any licensing, get the licensing. Sometimes, if you run a home business, you don't need to have a county certificate or a county license. Sometimes you do. Some businesses require county licenses depending on the county you're in. Some require state licenses. Some require industry licenses. Make sure you have the proper licenses you need. You might be able to get away with getting some business credit without a proper license. Okay, but as you progress, if you're a plumber and a licensed contractor that doesn't have a license, then it very well can get you denied. The purpose of all of this that I'm going through, guys, you need to make sure that you have all these things checked. Okay, I appreciate you coming. Thank you very much, Chi-Town. I appreciate that. I'm going to get it right one time, Chicago. What about name changes or adding a logistics branch? You can do it. But if you're changing your name, then use a service like Yext to make sure it's all done. And remember, guys, that becomes pretty sticky unless your Secretary of State and everything online is the right way, the same as the new name. So I wouldn't recommend changing a business name at all. But if you have to, then use a service like Yext and make sure your Secretary of State, the IRS, all have that right name. The purpose of all these things, guys, is to make sure that once you've done them, you never need to do them again. But if you skip a step, then unfortunately what happens is then you start getting denied and you don't know why. And then you're on here going, Ty, I applied for 5 accounts and got denied. Why? I have no idea why. Did all these things checked out? You could have missed a step here. You might not have the right amount of trade lines to move forward. There's a million variables. So do it right step by step. Make sure you have a real physical business address, virtual address, or a home address without using an actual UPS address. Okay, we're not adding another branch. We're not, but just adding another branch. Another branch is fine. Absolutely. It's the same company, so that shouldn't make a difference. Last step, again, is the listings. Make sure you're easy to find, congruent. So let's review all these, and then I'll wrap up with answering any questions you guys might have. Make sure your business address, real physical address, number 1. Number 2 would be use a virtual address. Number 3 would be use a home address, an absolute last resort. Get a real physical business phone. You can use any kind of virtual phone number. Ringcentral, Google, any of them. Just never use a home phone. Never use a cell phone. Make sure you also get a fax and use a service to get your number listed with 411. We've talked about a lot. We've talked about List Yourself. We've talked about Yext. We've talked about, I think, Sign Up. There's a lot of them that do it. Website and email address. Make sure you get a professional website and email address. You can use a place like templatemonster.com, $50 to $100 to get a website. Get an email address with your domain at a place like GoDaddy. The hosting the domain is about, or the email domain and host, or the domain and email is about $12. The hosting can be a little bit more expensive. You might be able to find it cheaper somewhere else, but I still love GoDaddy. It's worth it. Business name. Try to stay out of one of those high-risk industries. We talked about a lot of them. And if you're going to be in a high-risk industry, keep the risk, the indicator that you're in a high-risk industry out of the name if you can. Keep the name as neutral as possible, and make sure you choose an SIC code that hopefully works with what you're doing that doesn't reflect you're in a high-risk industry. Either your business name or SIC code can kill you. Make sure that you set up an LLC or a corporation. Do not set up a sole proprietorship. Do not set up do not set up a sole proprietorship or partnership, or you are the business. Back to virtual address. Don't forget, we've got a new provider that we think crushes Regis that you're going to love. AllianceVirtualOffices.com. Just let them know Ty at Credit Suite sent you so they know what kind of address you're going to need. AllianceVirtualOffices.com. AllianceVirtualOffices.com for that. Remember, make sure you have proper licensing and make sure that you're listed online congruently at places like Yext. Woo! We've talked about a lot. So next week, what we're going to do is we're going to talk more about building business credit. We're going to talk about business credit reports. I'm going to pull and review some of your business credit reports. Hello, welcome. I'm also going to teach you how to get business credit reports. I'm going to look into somebody saying that business credit reports aren't available without credit builder through DB. Don't think it's accurate, but I'm going to verify that as well. You're awesome. No, you're awesome. Can you check my business? Sure. If you come back next week, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to look at reports. We're going to review reports. I'll show you what reports look like. I'll prove to you that anybody can get your credit report. We're going to see what's on reports. I'm going to show you how to get reports with all 3 reporting agencies. Next week is credit reports. We're going to do all those things. So that I'm going to teach you how to fix your business credit if you have errors on your business credit. I'm going to teach you how to get registered with each reporting agency to see what's on your credit reports, or make sure the information they have is correct, and even do so with places like D&B at absolutely no cost, okay? So thanks. I will look at that next week. Next week is all about business credit reports. So again, guys, if you want a copy, I'm going to give you some free CreditSuite.com. If you want your report pulled before next week, go to CreditSuite.com/console. We'll pull your Experian report. We will also give you a copy of your Credit Safe report. You can go to CreditSuite.com/Periscope for a free guide on business credit building. You can also go to text the word tips to this number. That will opt you in to get emails from us, and you'll also get weekly video text tips from me. The only place you get them is if you text the word tips to 855-982-1820. And anybody that follows, we have a lot of free information that we give through email, through text, through other, and we're not ridiculously obscene with how many times we text you. We text you a video a week is what we do. And I'm about to text a text special the 3rd week of March. The only people that see this are people on our text list, so something to think about. The advertisement you sent out with $125 a month credit, will you cover that next week? Yeah, you can get, when you enroll with us, if you want to work with us to expedite business credit building, you can pay monthly, you could pay one pay, or you could pay weekly. And then basically you can go to CreditSuite.com/pricing. That new pricing is up. We tested it last month. It was very, very popular. So it's now on our main website, CreditSuite.com. Top of the page, click pricing. You can see our monthly options, one pay options, and weekly options. Thank you guys for the loves. Thank you for the shares. So next week, it's all about business credit reports, pulling business credit reports for you, reviewing them, etc. Guys, you need to get in on this, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm done. I'm done with Experian. It's over. It's over with us. I have 3 more weeks to pull Experian reports. I can't pull them anymore. I'm sad. I'll tell you what happened. They don't work with companies that offer business credit. And as we tried to help our customers get accounts to report to Experian, Experian did a check, sees that we deal with business credit, and shut down our ability to report to them and to pull business credit reports. So in the future, starting in a month, I'm going to start pulling and reviewing Credit Safe reports, but I don't have a lot of time to still look at Experian reports. I have about 3 weeks left. So next week, come on our live stream. I'll pull a business credit report for about 5 or so people, maybe more. We'll review them. We'll see what's on business credit reports. I'll show you how to get them with the reporting agencies, show you how to fix your business credit if you have negative, show you how to get set up with the reporting agencies, including get your DUNS number for free. We're diving in and decoding all of that next week. Credit Safe, Christine, is another business credit reporting agency outside of the main 3. They're up and coming, but still a lot of creditors don't report to them. But we have no problem with Credit Safe because they're up and coming. We have the ability to report to them. We have the ability to pull reports. So we're going to be shifting to Credit Safe as we reevaluate our situation, because again, reporting agencies don't like people that work with business credit to have the ability to actually pull business credit. So I'm sad. It's at the end. So we have limited time to still look at your reports on Experian. So I'm going to wrap up for today. We went about like 45 minutes with this scope in the last one. What are the companies to get credit? We're going to be diving that in the weeks to come. That's a whole other scope. But if you're following in the weeks to come, I'm going to decode. As a matter of fact, I just added about 5 more to my list that we're going to go over. So Periscope next week, 4 o'clock right here. I will be back 4 o'clock Eastern. I will be back. I will not be on Facebook Live next week because I'm traveling to San Diego for a conference. But Wednesday at 4, I will be back on Periscope. We will dive in business credit report review, fixing business credit, getting set up with the reporting agencies. We're going to dive into it all. Thank you all very much for the loves. I appreciate the hearts. I appreciate the shares. I appreciate you bringing other people into it. It really means a lot. Safe travels. Thank you. But hopefully, Chi-Town, I get a chance to see you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Make sure you subscribe to us on Periscope if you're not already, and I will see you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. We'll dive into the second step of building business credit, getting your business credit reports, getting set up with the business credit reporting agencies, even doing some real credit report reviews. Thanks, everybody. It means a lot to me that you come. I really appreciate the engagement, the questions, the comments. Need to come to Los Angeles? I'm there, and I'll let you know when I'm out there. I travel quite a bit. Take care. Weather in Cali, I know weather in Cali is awesome. I love San Diego. I love this conference. So anyways, that being said, if you're out in San Diego, give me a holler, and I'll tell you where I am, and maybe I'll run into you face to face. Take care, everybody. See you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Thanks, everybody. See you next week.